Speech 5 from the Competent Communicator Manual, Your Body Speaks. He hopes that he doesn't see you on the roadways, and he hopes you don't get stuck behind him on the highway. He also hopes that you enjoy his speech, Road Rage. What is it good for? Welcome to the...
Master, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. Ah! Get in your lane! What are you doing? Idiot! This is what you would hear if you rode in the car with me. I'm sure some of you have similar qualities when you're driving. I have the absolute worst road rage, I swear to goodness. It's only gotten worse since I moved to Florida. I've driven everywhere, I've lived all over the country, and you know, I thought that I had experienced the worst that America's roadways have to offer when I was living in Connecticut. People from Massachusetts. Yeah, I'm sorry. Like, all those things you hear about them, they're rude, they're arrogant, they're pushy. It's not really them, it's just their driving. I'm sorry if any of you are from Massachusetts. It really is terrible that that's how they teach you to drive there. That was a joke. I mean, it is pretty bad. Like, we do all talk about them when you're from Connecticut, but they're not really like that bad. Anyway, I moved to Florida. Let me tell you some of the things that have happened since I've gotten here. First, I'm driving from Orlando to St. Petersburg. It's nighttime, I'm bopping along, listening to my rock music, like, oh yeah, this is my jam, right? And all of a sudden, this big truck comes up behind me on the highway. I'm doing 80 miles an hour in a 70 zone. Gets up behind me, starts flashing his lights really quick because he wants to get past me, and it's so important that he gets past me. It's 9 o'clock at night, he wants to go home and do whatever it is that he does at home. And he's flashing his lights and everything, and I'm like, all right, I guess I'll go ahead and take my time about getting past this car to my right, because you're a jerk. So I take my time, get around. This guy has the number for his business on the side of his truck. So I call him. Hey buddy, I just saw you on the highway. You're a jerk. And no, I will not be referring your business. Click. Anyway, that happens. Then, I live in Ybor. Raise your hand if you know what a rotary is, or a roundabout. Yeah, okay, well there's a pretty simple contraption. It's in lieu of a four-way intersection. What they do is they put in a circle, and when you're driving, you have a yield sign when you're going into the circle. But once you're in the circle, you go until you get out. So two things have happened to me. One thing, I'm riding a little yellow scooter, right? And this bus thinks that a little yellow scooter is insignificant. A bus! And he just cuts me out. He like just drives right in. I'm like, well, nice to see you. Other thing is yesterday, this is actually yesterday, it's kind of sad. I was going into the rotary, I have the yield, I'm like, I'm gonna stop here. Wait. So I'm waiting. The guy stops. It's in the rotary, and he's waiting. And I'm like, what are you doing? And I'm waiting, and he's waiting. And I'm waiting, and he's waiting. And finally I'm like, I guess I'll just go. So I start like inching out a little bit. And he's still waiting. I'm like, okay, so I go a little bit. And then he drives past. I'm like, okay, so you figured out the rotary. That's good. So, yeah, it's great. Anyway, Florida drivers. I've talked to people about this, of course, because it's something that I think we all, you just get so mad when you get to wherever you're going and you're like, wow, that person just really ticked me off, and you get there and you want to tell someone how angry you are at the person who's behind you on the highway. And something that I've noticed, we're all good drivers. If you ask anybody, yeah, I had the same problem, man, I'm a great driver, but this jerk, oh, I can't believe the stuff he did on the highway. So, what I've noticed though, in conjunction with the fact that we're all good drivers, is Florida has a very transient population. We're all from different places. So this is where my theory comes in about Florida drivers. We're all good drivers in the places where we're from. What this means is that I am probably a terrible driver here in Florida, but in Connecticut or Colorado, where I'm used to the traffic flow and everything, I'm probably a great driver and nobody gets in problems with me. So I was thinking about what I can do with this, with my speech tonight, other than share this. And I was hoping that I could come up with some sort of profound bit of knowledge that I could share with everybody. And you'd be like, oh, that's a great idea, Jeremiah. Wow, I'm just going to really keep that with me. The only thing I figured out is to just not get angry, just kind of get over it. I mean, you can try that with me. I just drive now, listen to my music, and enjoy myself, and know that I'll get there when I get there, regardless of what the people around me are doing. Other than that, though, guys, good luck on the roadways. I hope you all drive safe. And I hope that we don't bump into each other on the roads, because it's just bad out there. Thank you.
We got one more time for Jeremiah.